far, far away, on a very quaint village, Cora is making love to the dirt. Gunnar watches her from afar because, oh my god, she's so beautiful. I love her. But I'm like totally friend zoned. And tells her it's time to come in. But she must do the smoldering gaze because she's freaking smoldering. Okay, that's so bad. She's like, check me out, bro. Look at this scene behind me. How picturesque it is. Look at how freaking nice I am. Look how toned my arms are. Everyone's feasting and happy, which usually means something bad's gonna happen. Anyway, Cora's adoptive father says, look at that man. Check out that masculinity, my guy. Then the leader, this Viking guy with his awesome beard, is like, it's been bountiful. So we have more fertility. We must continue the ritual of...
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But our stoic and bothered old warrior here, who has been beaten by war, decides to sit this fertility ritual out. Him over here looking thirsty as F. I mean, if you stare any harder, I'm sure you can get her clothes to fly right off. So her adopted father is all like, you know you're not getting any younger, right? I mean, if you're not gonna do anyone else here, you might as well do me. I'm kidding. I mean, it's not like he raised her since she was little. At least I don't know. But the fact that they're sharing a room and the curtains are sheer, it's very sus to me. But anyway, she's like, I'm too beaten by war to be of any good to anyone. I mean, the only thing you have to do is lie there, so I mean, not much thought necessary. But anyway, while they're all planting seeds, Water Girl over here starts teasing Cora, saying she heard him over in that guy that likes her his house. She heard something going on over there, which means somebody got some, but it clearly wasn't her. But all this girl talk is interrupted because they see something coming from out of clouds. Cora is scared. She warns everyone, and they all have an argument. Everyone here is wondering what to do. And Gunnar's like, bro, I've sold some of our surplus to their enemies. These people work for the Motherlode. Sorry, the Motherland. Whatever, the Empire. Let's just call it that, because let's be honest. If they find out that he was selling to their enemies, everyone here is dead, probably. But the farmers don't know anything about this. Cora's like, there's only one thing these guys want. They want our land for how fertile it is. They don't give a damn about us. But the leader's like, nah, we'll be fine. These guys are basically the equivalent of space Nazis. And Ed Skrein really plays his role well here. Pulling on the old Christopher Holtz from that one movie where he was hunting Jewish people.
You're supposed to say that!
Maybe I'm biased, but Edward Skrein looking like a whole snack over here. Being like, let's hug and hold ourselves together very awkwardly. Meanwhile, Small Soldier over here is smitten by who I'm guessing is supposed to be Princess Leia. Discount Michael Shannon over here has taken notice. So Father over here is like, let's drink some beer. We don't have any surplus. We're barely providing for ourselves. Noble thinks he's full of shit because the ground is so supple. How can the earth filled with such supple cat tits not have as much yield as I think it does to feed all of you people that are so corpulent and obviously well fed? Look at you, dude. How much food must you be making to be packing on all that meat? So you're clearly not starving. So Ed's like, who's the freaking harvester? Because someone does most of the harvesting management. That's where Friendzone guy comes in, and he opens his big ass mouth after the leader just told this guy that they don't have a surplus, and he tells him the complete opposite. He says, we got surplus, but not like as much as you think we do. But yeah, we can get you stuff. Freaking snitch. So the Viking dude tells him not to believe that dude. Ed Skrein really does a good job of intimidating, because good lord. You see, from this point, the movie's actually decent. They do suspense really well, and I already know that something bad's going to happen.
Offer you some advice when dealing with subordinates who need to be kept in place.
I already knew he wasn't gonna kill this guy. He makes a big show like he is, using his big stick, and then... Everyone learns their lesson, and he tells the Harvester Friendzone Gunner guy that he expects a big, bountiful harvest that's way more than what they can produce, that's not gonna leave them with any food. Discount Michael Shannon, who's the boss of the soldiers left here, orders everyone around, and for some reason, his best friend is a complete sociopath. In the meantime, they have a robot with them, because of course they do, and this robot is a good guy, supposedly. Small Soldier is really nice to him, and Discount Princess Leia, who's now called Water Girl, is being treated as though they're gonna snack on her later. While Sociopath guy picks on the robot, saying they don't fight anymore. Ever since the king was slain, the robots stopped fighting, and no matter what you do to them, they just won't fight back. I don't think your friend wants to take that gamble.
Just watch. No matter what I do, he doesn't fight back.
Did the horse just shit when they said that?
What I do,
The horse mean shit. Right as he said that. That is freaking hilarious. I have to see that again, because that was just so timed so well.
he doesn't fight back.
Oh my god. Small soldier's like, stop it. And this guy's like, I'll kill you. But his best friend's like, stop it. The robot goes to clean himself. Mocap's actually pretty good with this. And Water Girl befriends the robot. The robot tells her that the princess who was assassinated along with the king and queen was very sweet. And this girl reminds him of that princess. And she would change the world with her kindness. I bet you $200 that this girl is that princess that everyone thinks is dead. I haven't even watched past Star Wars 1, and I already can predict that's what it is, because they're foreshadowing the hell out of it. And I bet you something's going to happen to her, and the robot's gonna save her. Oh my god, you're so kind to me, you're making me stiffer than I am. The rest of the farmers are scared, and they're like, if we just produce a lot of food, they'll leave us alone. But Cora knows the truth, because you see, she used to be a soldier like these guys. She used to work for the Imperial Army. She starts getting out of here, because she's like, these people are freaking delusional and stupid. While her father, sort of, kind of not, tells her she shouldn't run anymore. She should stay and fight. Fight what? While she's getting ready to leave, guess no one's guarding those horses, she hears the girls screaming for help as they're about to have their way with her. Small Soldier tries to help her, but of course, even though he puts up a good fight, he's way smaller than the other guys. Then the pervy guy's like, give me a kiss.
Turns from a farm girl to a whore.
So the boss said he wants a piece of her first, but oh no, Cora's like, none of you are getting any tonight. But they're like, bitch, we got guns, give me the axe. And she's like, okay. Oops, just kidding. Gotta admit, that's kind of badass. I know she's not supposed to be able to take those guys, especially them being soldiers and stuff, but from her backstory, she's one of the best, highest decorated soldiers that ever worked under the king. Not to mention, this is giving me total Resident Evil vibes. The whole fight scene is amazing. And even though there are a lot of cuts, it's not nearly as bad as the cuts that you see in modern day movies. The robot comes in and Discount Michael Shannon is like, kill them. I gave you an order. And we know that he's not going to follow that order. Guys over here looking like freaking Isaac from the Orville.
What are you waiting for? I gave you an order. Kill this bitch!
So the robot's standing there like,
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
and then he's like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. The rest of the farmers are like, what did you do? Then that's when the story starts. 40 minutes in, her sort of adoptive father gives her back her gun and tells her we have no use for that because we're farmers. Not like we have anything to defend. So she takes her decorated firearm and she sets out with Gunnar, the guy who loves her so much, who's basically Jorah Mormont from Game of Thrones. And they set out on a journey with the horses with the CGI heads. And that's when she tells of her backstory. She was a little girl, the army killed her whole family. Belisarius, or whatever the frick his name is, the general guy, adopted her because he tried to get her to kill him. He was like, kill me! And she's like, yeah! And she pulled the trigger, but she didn't know the gun wasn't ready to fire, I guess. And he's like, oh my god, you totally would have killed me, you little bitch. I like you, you're mine now. He raises her as his own. She becomes a really good soldier. A lead a battle angel up in this bitch, and she's freaking hot. He's so proud of her and what he made her, and he's just like really, really happy. And you can tell how excited he is, because even his teeth are spreading their ass for her. I'm surprised they're able to take lovers. Oh my. But of course she loses her lover in battle. Doesn't stop her from being a badass, and there's a bunch of slow-mo like we're watching freaking 300. Gets a little bit excessive. Watch this. I'm badass. And I'm actually rooting for her. She says, I know this is what they would do to the farm, and they would obliterate everyone because that's what I would do. I was one of them. I was raised as one of them. You're looking at an ex-Nazi fool that you're in love with, and he's like, God damn, you're a, like, ex-bad guy. That makes me even more hard. So anyway, nothing much to see here because I'm not even joking. Most of the movie in the middle is just an assemble. They went to see a guy, he gets taken, and so they go to see other guys. All you gotta know is this guy was seen doing some bad deals. She does some more fighting, so we can be reminded that she's a badass, and some more slow motion scenes. Someone tells her where to go. She goes there, and this guy is one of the first people they assemble on their team. Hot Norwegian looking guy. I'm Discount Brad Pitt. Wait, he looks like someone else too. Who is it? Who does he look like? Doesn't matter. I don't actually care. This scene, I just don't know.
Ah. Well, that's excellent, Cassius. Inform me when they arrive. Yes, sir. Hey.
What the fuck?
Then they they get Tarak, who has to pay off his debts, but the guy makes a bet and says if you can tame the freaking griffin, then your debts are paid off. And if you don't, you and your friends are all in shackles. Guess what? He takes the ride of Bond, speaks some freaking Native American language, and flies around trying to tame this thing the way that Jake Sully and Avatar try to tame the Ikran. And the thing throws him off, but he does a super cool slow-mo thing and lands back on its back. Yeah! I'm just saying that because I can't find angelic music, but that's the music they would be playing for. Oh, extra slow motion. Holy shit. And he tames it, and the thing is like, holy shit, that was actually pretty badass. I'm totally tame now. So he's like, I tamed it, and he's like, treat her well, and the guy's like, yeah. But then the thing doesn't want him to ride her. So he doesn't do anything to her. He just gets thrown off. And she's like, you know what? You were trying to tame me, so I'm so fucking mad. And so she stabs him and kills the guy. Her face is so dumb. And then this is the reaction from someone we're supposed to like. Shut up, phone.
How'd it go?
What the fuck? He didn't do anything to you. You were working off a debt and he allowed it, and you just watched him get massacred by this thing, and you're saying she's a good girl. For what reason? Mind you, by the way, there were plenty of times that this bitch could have flown away. There was nothing keeping her on the ground. The chain she had on her neck was no longer there. Nothing was stopping her from flying away. She's just a dumbass. Like, as much as I like the animals in this, she's one of the worst when it comes to intelligence. I think she likes when people hurt her a little bit. She's probably into that BDSM. But she had this guy ride her, and then this guy came on after, and she's like, okay, y'all are not the same. And she got mad because she thought she was getting this, but you could have definitely flown after him, but chose not to. But anyway. Feel like there's some kind of missing explanation here. Because last time I checked, the thing has big ass wings and they still work. They go somewhere else, get someone else. She looks like the vampire from that one game that everyone wanted to clap its cheeks or have her cheeks clap them. She fights a gigantic spider that lost its children to the people that moved there. Oh my god. Totally not the Boar Queen over here. Oh my god, watch super slow-mo. I swear to god, the slow-mo scenes take up like half of the runtime of this movie. More backstory about the princess that was assassinated. She could bring things back to life. The dog killed a bird, and she's like, I brought it back to life right in front of you, so the dog can go kill it again. And that's when our cute friend over here, Korra, says, oh my god, that girl is magic. I'm totally good now. The king tells Korra that my daughter is a hope for the kingdom. I'm too evil. I'm too corrupted by war and shit. But she won't be, because she's totally good. And there's no way possible that as she gets older, she's going to be corrupted with the knowledge that she can bring things back to life and have magic powers that nobody else has. Nope, as a child with no direction, nothing can possibly go wrong with that. Especially when she's raised by an army of people you know have been raising worlds. They gather more people. This graced general that looks like just came out of the rubbles from a terrorist attack. He doesn't want to fight, and he's like, leave me alone. And she says, you feel bad about your soldiers dying, but have you ever thought of revenge? So he's like, oh shit. With this movie. So then the evil guys get the information of where all the freaking insurgent guys are, and they kill him anyway and free him by killing him. The nice Levitica, whatever his name is, Seaweed King over here, helps them out, and that's where they meet the Backstrokers.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, that's not what the name is. Darkstroker? Who cares? This brother and sister also hate the Motherlode. I mean, the Nazi people. Who cares? The Empire. You know what I'm talking about. The sister's like, no, this is a bad idea. The brother's like, I will fight because I'm sexy. I have to. Only thing this guy's missing is a tiger. So he leads his ragtag group of other angry people. And the bounty Norwegian guy flirts with this girl, and I already know that he's going to be a traitor. It's super obvious. Meanwhile, back on the planet, the king is met by Noble. And he's like, you were kind to the people who don't like us, but honor and charity is part of the planet. It's what we've always been doing, you puss eater. Yeah, the honor I get, the charity I don't, so. They terminate, they air fry the entire planet, and then when our main group basically have no character development, it's like these guys should have had their own movies for introductions or something. When they get to the new place to get chips and whatnot, Korra can feel that something's wrong, because remember that guy that was in the bar? She sees him, and he's like, wait a minute, that's that evil guy from the bar. What's he doing here? This is the place where hot Norwegian guy told us we could go. It might be a setup, and it totally is. Turns out, it was all a ruse. Total motivation, he absolutely hates the Empire and tells Korra that she and her people killed his whole family and his whole planet. So then you're working for the same people who did that to catch one of their own that did that, even though they're still the ones that did that. Wonderful logic there. That makes a lot of sense. Out comes sexy ass. So they have everybody they want, all the rebels all together. He doesn't understand, though, why the measly farmer is here. He's like, oh my god, Belisarius will be so good to have his daughter back. That's exactly what I wanted. Look at me, my sexy ass. Fan fiction in my head.
I don't like where this is going.
They tell Gunnar he must kill her, which makes no sense because I imagine they would have wanted Korra's body to be alive. Like, wouldn't Belisarius want to see his daughter alive before killing her? Anyway, this is for plot convenience sake. And he says, Korra, I'm so sorry. This is what you get for friend-zoning me?
Gotcha, bitch!
Well, that guy's dead, and that's when the fight ensues. And this fight is actually a pretty decent fight. A lot of people die, but Colonel Badass over here has the best scene out of everyone. He's like, I gotta do that run thing in slow-mo while his girlfriend watches. He's not even running that fast. Boom! And he kills the guy, sort of. Oops, that would have been so funny if he died right away and fell off. I would have been cracking up. But he does die a very noble and badass death. He says, you know what? If I'm dying, you're coming with me. And he stabs the guy. With his last dying breath, he brings the ship down to crash onto all his friends. And we have a very picturesque scene of the ship falling back into the port, crashing the bridge, and there's a fight scene at the end between this dude and Korra, and she wins, and is able to easily overpower him, even though he's a freaking general, and he's been doing this his whole life, possibly longer than she's been fighting, because she went into retirement for a little while. She stabs him with a stick.
This is perfect.
And they defeat them for now, while this guy is like, look at my freaking body. That's all that matters. And they say this is not the end, but for now they live happily ever after as they go back to the village, and all of them who were heavily wanted go back to the place they're trying to protect. While they head home and ride off into the sunset, we see old robot guy over here wearing some deer antlers, and he's ready for battle. We're gonna see him in the next movie. Meanwhile, of course, our guy here is not dead. Noble is brought back, and these Darth Vader things are bringing him back to life, sort of. We see that he's part machine, and as he's hooked up, he meets Belisarius, who says that if he doesn't get his daughter, then he's gonna be the one he's gonna kill. How is he able to talk to Belisarius in the afterlife, or whatever this is supposed to be? I have no idea. But our friend Noble is brought back and scared out of his mind, looking like he just had a mean-ass climax. And the movie ends. I will admit, when the movie started, I was actually into it. I liked the way it started. It had a very interesting sci-fi feel. And everyone knows we do not have a lot of that. But the whole middle of the movie was just annoying and got really boring near the second act. It also felt like this movie was meant to be 3 different movies and they all crushed it up into one movie. There was so much going on that felt so unnecessary. This felt like the Cliff Notes to a trilogy. The end fight was cool, but this felt like it should have been the ending of some kind of culmination. So I felt kind of let down there. But I do like this character, the main character, giving me Mandalorian vibes and Resident Evil vibes. I liked her backstory, but there really wasn't any time to have any character development. I don't even know the other guys' names. I know Korra's name because people said it a few times, and I think Gunnar because she said his name, and everybody else who's supposed to be important to the cause and who's now part of the team, yeah, don't know their names and don't really care. That's my honest review of Rebel Moon. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.